early, so just have to wait while I'm getting the other camera set up to go to Facebook. But just while I'm doing that, it's a beautiful morning here in North Nottinghamshire, but take a look at what's going on behind me. This is a lock-on at Tinker Lane in North Nottinghamshire, and we've heard rumour that there is a strong police presence at Marriott's in Chesterfield, and possibility that some major infrastructure is on its way here to Tinker Lane in North Nottinghamshire. Excuse me, being male, it's very difficult for me to do two things at once. So we're just getting the other camera set up and we'll go live as quickly as possible. I'm going now. I'm on Facebook already, on YouTube. I think we're live on both cameras now. This is Ian R. Crane. It's the morning of May, the 14th of May 2018. And right now, of course, the cameras are facing directly towards the Tinker Lane Wellsite. And you can see quite a, well, strong police presence and a few of the local community here, including the Misson Owl. We're about 7 miles to the south of Misson Springs, but this is the live Wellsite. One device was landed and one guy managed to get his arm into the tube. So right now, obviously, the removal team apparently on their way, and nothing's coming in or out, obviously, until such time as the guy in the tube is removed. But this is a very, very hard gig here in Nottinghamshire. So let me just switch the cameras around. There we go. It's a very, very hard gig here in Nottinghamshire. We had a solidarity event at Misson Springs Protection Camp at the weekend, and we had a coach load, 59-seater coach, absolutely full from North Yorkshire, and this was a wonderful support from North Yorkshire. And you know, many people took the opportunity to acknowledge the contribution that the camp had made at Kirkby Misperton, where we were based from December 20th of 2016 until just a couple of months ago. And of course, that field at Kirkby Misperton has been returned to pretty much the same condition that it was in when we found it. And somebody showed me a photograph that they'd taken a few days ago, and the field is certainly looking like it's returning to its natural state. And of course, we will do exactly the same here with the field at Misson Springs when we've achieved the desired result with iGas. So here, right now, although Preston New Road is the only location in the UK that is likely, potentially, unless we can find that Achilles heel fairly quickly, to be fracked in 2018. But these are the next two locations, this in North Nottinghamshire. And as we've observed, you know, iGas have chosen well. It's a little peninsula of Nottinghamshire that pushes into South Yorkshire and Lincolnshire, and it's very, very difficult to get yet the level of awareness that has been achieved throughout South Yorkshire, and people seem to be very, very reluctant to cross borders. To some extent, you know, we had a heads up on that, because there are people who have told us that in South Yorkshire there is no way they're ever going to help the people of Nottinghamshire. And of course, this is a legacy from 1984 of the miners' strike, where the miners of Yorkshire felt very much betrayed by the miners of Nottinghamshire, who continued to work through the strike, and indeed set up their own union separate from the National Union Mine Workers. So although we are now 34 years on, unfortunately this does get passed down from generation to generation. But here's the deal: the contamination that will emanate from this well site, from Misson Springs, And of course, don't think for 1 minute that they're going to stop at 2 locations here, because, you know, if they get their bits in the ground here and they do what they're setting out to do, which is to frack, and they get the flow rates that they think they're going to get, then obviously other pads will emanate very rapidly across the county. But the contamination does not recognise county borders. So, you know, we've literally just a few miles away from South Yorkshire here and from Lincolnshire. At Misson Springs, it's literally 1 mile in either direction, west to South Yorkshire, east to Lincolnshire. And this really needs to be, you know, a community effort to bring about the shutting down of this activity here at Tinker Lane and also at Misson Springs. Although at the moment in Misson Springs there's no action, no activity, because clause 21, which iGas have applied to have overturned, which prevents iGas from any activity on that well site well, until September, during the bird breeding season, due to the proximity of the site of special scientific interest that adjoins the well site there. So all the focus is here at Tinker Lane. And if, and even if it's not today, it won't be very long, if a rig is on its way here, there may be the people of Blythe just down the road who will have a clear view across to not just the rig, but of course the floodlights that will be blaring 24/7. And maybe that just might get their attention, and just maybe they might do a little bit more research and find that wherever it is that this industry has established a footprint, then unfortunately it's left a hell of a legacy, and that legacy is not conducive to the local community. So, of course, iGas do have a relationship with INEOS, although INEOS are not the prime operator here, I guess. But INEOS, of course, Jim Ratcliffe, and Jim Ratcliffe has yet again got himself into the national press because he tools of the state, the unthinking tools, this nominal number of suicides amongst students at Bristol